There we go. Right. Right. Ah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I sound hilarious. Oh, I just know this is going to be a good stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary folks of all ages, welcome to almost 9 o'clock on Sunday evening in Vancouver, BC. And I sound a bit like Darth Vader. Hi, Dead Chrome. How's it going? Um, the voice is going to be interesting. Uh, I have been fairly sick lately, but I thought I'd come on and get at least an hour's of stream done, just so that like I can just so I can say that I've done it. I guess I just kind of want to get on and do something, because there's only one thing worse than being miserable on your own, and that's being miserable on your own and not having anything to do. And I always have something to do, and I like to do it with other people. And in this case, this is just doing all of the crochet. Just so you know, Decrum, I did actually see you go online. I think it was yesterday, and I don't know what you were playing, but I was like terrible at the time and practically unconscious. So I've been spending a lot of my time lately sleeping, and my voice is quite gone. Creatively, Emma, how's it going? I'm afraid that this is going to be a somewhat interesting stream because I sound like I've been smoking for 20 years. Oh, you were doing tests. Well, I was thinking about jumping in and saying hi, and then realised that I wasn't capable of doing anything except lie on the couch and feel sorry for myself. So, long story short, kids, I probably have COVID. Thankfully, I have all of my shots, so there's that. I'm actually not feeling too bad, apart from sounding a bit, sounding like I don't know, like a guy, I guess. Like I've been huffing some kind of gas. Actually, that's exactly what it's like. As I remember that when they gave me the nitrous oxide when I was having my second kid, that they gave me the gas, and apart from making you laugh, which by the way it doesn't make you laugh while you're in labor. Trust me on this. Um, but it also made my voice really deep and gravelly, and I sounded a bit like James Earl Jones. But this reminds me of it. It's interesting. Uh, So my week has been fun. My week has mostly consisted of doing like 11 billion crochet bags, the same as what I was doing last week. This is another one that I've been making. I've done two more since then. Still have to go and write up the pattern, which is going to be interesting because I don't have the energy for anything except sitting on the couch again, feeling sorry for myself. But I could just about do the crochet because crochet is easy and doesn't require anything like brain power to do it. So we literally just knock it out, and the hands can just, do whatever while I'm just kind of dicking around the place and not really doing anything, not really thinking about anything, just kind of watching Twitch, just kind of hanging out. And oh God, just it gets worse. It gets worse. All right. There's a problem. We have a problem, all right? And the problem is that because I sound like this, and because I really shouldn't be driving, trust me, I've tried, it's not a fun experience. I haven't been able to get out to Costco to get my normal amount of bubbly. So today, there is no bubbly. We are slumming it with an actual glass of water. Oh, and I will probably have to do quite a bit of hydrating. Not that I think it's going to do anything for my voice. I think my voice is going to be fucked regardless. But, it's okay. Obviously, we have Frank here. Frank's been, he's keeping an eye on things, holding down the fort while I'm doing whatever the sweaty hell this is. Look, you got to push on. You got to push on. I don't think I'm going to be going to hospital anytime soon. And for what it's worth, I keep testing negative. However, someone in my household has tested positive, so I think it's only a matter of time before I test positive as well. That, or science is meaningless and the rapid antigen tests don't work anymore. I don't really know. Presumably they do work, except for some reason my biology is defying things. That, or I'm not producing enough antigen. Look, I don't know enough about microbiology to know how they work. I just do the thing and I see if I get the lines, and apparently I'm not getting the lines. And you know, I just we can't get hung up on that kind of stuff. The good news is that I still have my taste of my sense of taste and smell. So until I officially cannot taste anything, I'm gonna say that I'm probably doing all right. Like, I need a boatload of painkillers because I do have the very mild headache thing going on. But, as an actual experience, I can say that this is not as bad as like the last bad cold I got. So could be worse. Could certainly be worse. I'm afraid that there will be a little bit more low energy than what I normally am. That wasn't even proper English. Yeah, that's where we are today. That is absolutely where we are. It's a Sunday night. It is night just turned 9 o'clock, and you know it happens. It happens. I'm not going to think about it. The death plague was going to come for us eventually, and thankfully it's come at the point where we're all just properly immunized using science that actually works. And I'm just gonna say, what, could be worse. Oh, come on. Now the nice thing about this bag, Daz, how do you do? Good kitty. Hope you're doing all right. I hope you're doing all right. I'm personally not. You guys should get me to say random stuff. You should just tell me what I should say while my voice sounds like this. It's the funniest thing ever. Every time I listen to myself, it's like, shit, I sound like Darth Vader. Okay, your father. Okay, okay, okay. I'm not gonna do that. It's yeah, it is a death plague. But it's okay. I have all of the shots and boosters and all that other bullshit. So I'm not expecting to get any worse than this. Basically, um, I just thought I'd come on stream for a little bit. Although I don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk at this rate because talking is kind of a bit much on the. Yeah, it's whatever. It'll be fine. Could be worse. Could be worse. Keep telling myself that. But yeah, you guys should totally tell me to say random stuff, and I'll see if I can pull it off with with this voice. Because I only ever sound like this when I have a cold. And in fairness, I did. I was actually like a week or two ago. Like somehow I missed it on the Sunday, but I got quite sick. I had what I thought was a very bad cold, and it was nasty. And I was far worse than it then than what I feel right now. But and I was just looking at it, going like, okay, I tested myself then, and I was negative as well. But I'm like, was I really? Was I really? Because it's made me sort of kind of question the accuracy of the test and everything. Because like, surely there's some element of COVID to this random nonsense. I don't know. Um, but it's been an interesting week because a friend that see, here's the thing. There's a friend that I was hanging out with on Wednesday, and like we're normally very careful. Our bubbles are small and everything like that. And she tested positive on Thursday. She woke up quite sick, and she was of the opinion that her kids had brought it home from school, and that was very worrying, I have to say, because as it happens, we live locally, we live near to each other, and my kids go to the same school. Um, so begs the question, where's the COVID? Although that said, everything is a little bit more normal now, and I haven't been hearing a lot of horror stories of people just up and dying. Oh, I've gone wrong. Of people up and dying. But for what it's worth, my two kids, they're 4 and 7, and as far as I know, they are fine. They're not even coughing. They're bopping around the place watching cartoons, demanding snacks, etc., etc. It is just me and my husband who are apparently stricken. But yeah, well, it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to get much worse than this. It would probably have gotten a lot worse if it could have. I mean, I don't even feel stuffed up. That's the weird thing. Like, that's the thing that really doesn't make any sense. Is like, I totally thought that I would just be like, I wouldn't be able to talk, or just nothing but coughing and all that kind of crap, you know? But no, I feel, apart from my voice being hilarious and generally feeling a little bit kind of under the weather, I'm really okay. And I heard the same thing from my family. I've have of my brothers and my sister. One brother and one sister has had it, and they they both said the same thing. My brother especially, he said that like his partner caught it, but his kid and himself like were both feeling quite sick or whatever, but they never tested positive either. You know, so it could quite literally be a genetic thing. Anyway, that's kind of my big news. I have other big news, but that is the biggest news, I should say. I probably have the death plague or the lurgy or whatever we're calling it this time. That has been tamed, I believe, by the way BC has just been going absolutely ham with vaccinations and booster shots and fuck knows what else. So there you go. Interesting. Yeah, there we go. The big, yeah, no, man, the big C. Oh, there we go. I will have to start drinking. I'll have to be drinking water or whatever during the night or during the stream. Look, you got to stay positive about this kind of thing. But I've actually got stuff to talk about. I remember like I think last stream I mentioned that I was thinking about doing shawl pins and I wanted to do kind of, I was thinking about doing laser cutting and I thought, you know what, even if I don't do laser cutting, I want to definitely do some shawl pins just for myself, okay? Because I actually have one over here. So this is what a shawl pin looks like, all right? Now, there is a particular one that would be a Celtic one called a penannular pin, which is where this is actually attached to the ring, and the ring has essentially a break in it, and this can move around the ring. They're usually made out of metal, and basically you would pin it into place, pull this down, put it pass this bar through the gap that would be here, because it's not a complete circle. It's only a little bit, and then you turn it a little bit, and it would fix it into place. And they're beautiful things, but that's metalworking, and so it's my comfort zone basically right now. And I really want to do wooden ones. Now I have this one, a friend gave me this just so I'd have something to wear with my shawl. And I have to say that it looks badass and I love it. So we're all about that. And I want to make my own. And I decided that if I couldn't afford the costs of actually doing laser cutting, what I was going to do instead was just learn how to carve wood. So I watched some YouTube videos and then wandered down to my ye olde wood shop. Or it's just the place that does hand tools and stuff, whatever. And I went to the nice guy there and said, "Hello, I would like to start carving wood. Please tell me what I should buy." And we had and just so you know, okay, I have been wearing my KN95 mask because fuck not wearing a mask. Like, I ain't putting people at risk. And especially when I wasn't, all the time that I wasn't feeling under the weather, I was constantly testing myself. And now that like basically my husband has tested positive for COVID, now that he's positive, I ain't going nowhere. Like, we're not taking that kind of risk. But like, while I was feeling even a little bit not up to like not 100%, I was wearing my KN95 and maintaining distance. I am not going to infect other people. That would be really, really shitty. But yeah, I had a nice conversation with the guy. We were both of us wearing masks. He recommended a few things, and I ended up buying a small couple of blocks of wood. Then I bought a whittling knife, basically, and a pair of cutting gloves, because having a pair of cutting gloves is apparently the thing to have if you're going to carve wood. So, like, realistic, like, I have that plus some random amount of YouTube videos, and I'm just going to have a go and see if I can just produce like something as basic as a shawl pin. All right. And I'm not even talking about like the ring or whatever that goes with it, just that part. All right. I'm pretty sure that I could do that. I'll do that much. I'll figure it out. Like, it's I don't know. I was even drawing out some ideas for shawl pins, and I thought it'd be really cool to just go and cut these out, using laser cutting, and then just finish them off or something. It's just that the cost of laser cutting is astronomical, and I'm not about that life. It's pain in the bollocks. Like, and I've been looking around at other options, seeing if there's anywhere I can go to get like reasonably cheap laser cutting, and like anywhere around Vancouver. And even if someone just has a laser cutter and let me use it, or like how much could I buy a laser cutter for? But I'm gonna need like probably a fairly large one, and like you need ones of a certain size, and you need a CO2 laser and whatever. And it's like if you don't have those things, then like you can't really cut like something that's, I don't know, quarter-inch walnut, for example. And I'd want to do kind of nice pins. I don't know, I'm not hugely up with the type of wood you're supposed to use. I just know that I want to make very, good quality stuff. But, what I have right now is basswood, apparently. I'm going to just have to start watching maybe some woodworking streamers, maybe just kind of get a handle on like, well, how do I kind of get the knack of doing this? And you know, maybe nothing will come of it, but even if I do something with it, I think it's going to be a fun thing to do, because I really want to make my own Celtic brooches or shawl pins to use with my shawl, like with my work, with my shawls. I don't want to be making fancy stuff. I don't even know how. The YouTube videos that I was watching for like wood carving 101 was like, oh yeah, you can carve these little figurines. I'm like, no interest at all, man. Just show me how to do Celtic patterns. I'll do that much. Hey, it'll be fine. I have an entire reference book for the Book of Kells, like just of the pictures and just the pictures and stuff. And I'm like, I'm totally going to just, yeah, I'm going to do that. It'll be fun. It'll give me something to do while I am quarantining my pasty ass for the next 5 days, according to according to the regulations or something. Cutter or engraver? Cutter, not an engraver. I would like if I could do a laser cutter, then they can cut the design out and then engrave the design I want on the top. So I have been looking into this. It is bothersome, but you know, it's fine. Figure it out. I'm not in a rush. I got enough things to be doing up to then. I have the pattern for this bag fairly well established now. I've done, I think this is going to be the fourth one that I've done in the last week. And I'm pretty sure that like once I'm finished with this one, I'll take a few final photographs and then just go ahead and put the pattern together to publish. And that's going to go up on Etsy, which I have to say is exciting, because I actually sold like a copy of my first pattern that I put up there. And admittedly, that's like one sale, but that's like, you know, I wasn't expecting to get anything. I was expecting to get no traction whatsoever, but someone decided that it was worth $5. I'm like, okay, you know, really, but that at least kind of makes me feel better, you know, that's great. Like, and I'm gonna be careful with that. I'm gonna do that right. And like, I really want to start selling more patterns, because I get so many kind of, well, what I think are fairly good ideas, and I just need to sit them down and kind of write them out. Now, the thing about this bag, and it doesn't look like much right now, but it is a corner-to-corner market bag. It will be eventually, and it's worked the same way as the 12 square granny square bag, except that it's done like in sections, and then you add on 2 squares essentially at the end. And the nice thing about this is that it's worked with trebles instead of sorry, not trebles, because that's the UK term. It is worked with triples instead of doubles. And if you're like me and reasonably quick, you can knock one of these out in maybe like 3 or 4 hours, you know. And it's a nice bag. It comes out with a very nice shape, and if you put the handles on, like I just add in like basic crochet handles, nothing fancy, then you know it's a lovely kind of a shoulder bag that you could throw on. And I'll add in like a couple of different options, like you could do kind of patchwork style, or you can do different colors. The one that I made, that I took photos of at every stage that I did yesterday, that one had some, like, it is a little bit of like, didn't have this kind of as many color changes as this, but it had some color changes, and I did the two extra squares in a different color, just so it would be more obvious about where they would go and then where they would end up when the bag is put together. Hopefully people won't be turned off on the pattern, because you don't have to work it like that. You can work the whole thing in the same color. It's just easier to see what's going on if some of the squares are different shapes, or sorry, different colors. But the shape of it is very simple. It's based on a 5x5 cluster, 5x5 cluster grid, and there's just a number of these. Each, like, there's 12 squares of 5x5 that you would do in order to construct the bag. I think I haven't counted. I just sat down and kind of just worked it out, you know. And this isn't even like the hardest one that you can do. This is actually a fairly simplistic one. And there was one that is actually I can work up even faster than this. If you take cotton crochet and work the triples and then double strand it, you can get like a much bigger. I think that would be like it's basically doubles the width. So things work up very, very quickly. So you could conceivably do something larger than this even faster. I did a smaller one, which was based on a 2x2 grid, and with double-stranded cotton, and it did come together very fast. But I thought it looked a little bit too busy, and it was possibly like, I kind of felt that it was maybe a little bit too loose. I only like a certain amount of stretch or whatever in my bags, and I was not entirely happy with that one. I thought it was a little, it came out kind of small. I think I would probably go up a square size, make it a 3x3 grid instead. I think that would be better. Um, but I still kind of felt that maybe the stretch was a bit much, that it needed something. It needed something a bit more. Like a single strand in the 5x5 grid seems to work out very well. It's just that obviously more stitches takes longer to do. So for what it's worth, because the first bag of this I did was green, I decided to call it the Minty Fresh Market Bag. So that's the official name of the pattern. Came up out of nowhere. It's not gonna make a whole lot of sense, I don't think. I'm just gonna put the bags up together and hopefully it'll just like, there you go. Itchery! How's it going? Do you hear the voice? Oh my god, do you hear the voice? This is me now. Look at this. I sound ridiculous. Just in case anyone doesn't know, Nichery is Wild Nomad's Twitch handle. So that is actually Nomad. I think Wild Nomad was taken or something like that. Just, aren't you glad you didn't hang out with me yesterday? Listen to my voice. Oh my god. I sound like a smoker. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, I had to have one of our neighbors go and pick up groceries and stuff from us. It was ridiculous. And when, I mean, you know, it was very nice of them. We actually, like, I asked her, can you pick up everything that for me to make nachos? Because I just want to make something really fast so I know the kids are going to eat. And she was like, sure, not a problem. Yeah. So that at least is taken care of. The hardest thing in the world is trying to put together dinner for two active children who are just bouncing off the walls while you're feeling sick. Ah, it is what it is. Anyway, though, this bag is going to, I think, come together quite nicely. I'm just going to make the basic form of it. For reference, I started this like, oh, I don't know, what, like an hour or two ago? Like they work up super fast, like doing corner to corner with triples, especially on kind of nice thick yarn. This is, by the way, is a 5mm hook. This is your standard Bernat Handicrafter cotton yarn, whatever you want to call it. Like, I really enjoy working with the Bernat Handicrafter stuff, and it's not because it's a good cotton yarn, not really. It's just everywhere. Everybody knows it. It shows up in thrift stores all the time, so I get it for nothing. And I can be guaranteed that it's reasonably good cotton. It's not like rubbishy stuff, because a lot of the time I'll come in and I'll be going around a thrift store and looking at the different, like whatever yarn that they got, and it's either vintage stuff and it's kind of crappy anyway, or it's like acrylic and it feels god awful. But the cotton, like plain cotton, seems to show up quite a lot, and a lot of the time it's like it's Bernat Handicrafter and they've got these nice kind of colorways. So I figured that's good enough, you know. It could be, yeah, I could be using something quite nicer. I'm not really going to, because the first bag I actually made for this, I used acrylic ribbon yarn, and that was Patton's Fresco. But unfortunately, that has been discontinued. I just happened to get a lot of it by luck. Someone gave me a whole lot of it that was enough to make the bags. I still have some of it left over that I'm using for random bits and pieces, but I won't be able to use much more of it now. And I certainly couldn't get 2 bags out of it. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Turn the hook around. There we go. Back again. So yeah, completely lost my train of thought. That's where we're at. That's what the old COVID does to your brain. It's all right. It's just don't worry about me, guys. It's okay. Frank's here. He's keeping an eye on me. It'll all be good. And I think we're actually almost done with. Yeah, we're going to be turning up. We're going to be changing direction in a second, and that's always interesting. So, fun fact, I decided to join TikTok. I think I mentioned this a while ago. So I am now officially on the TikToks. And I put up some videos of me doing random stuff. And one of the videos that for some reason got like over 1,000 views, even though I only put it up like yesterday or the day before, was me doing speed crocheting. And I don't know how TikTok actually counts views. Like, is it just on, I don't know, is it like if it starts playing in someone's feed or something? I don't really know. It doesn't, it doesn't specify, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of gratifying. There's like 1,400 views or something like that on me just doing basically this and going kind of quick, and I put some text over it and some random music or something because you know, I don't know anything about video editing, and at least the editor is okay, you know, it's something. So all I do is just shoot like a minute long video of me doing something and then put some text on it and call it good. Because like we are still very low tech here, and that may never change, even though I really need to go and fix like things like my intro screen at this point, because I should probably do some actual promotion of things like, I don't know, the fact that I have a TikTok, or that I am also on Instagram, that I do things like I've started putting up some videos on YouTube, because at least I somewhat know how to use the system, even if my video editing capabilities are pretty terrible. You know, I don't know. I kind of feel like I should be doing more of that kind of thing, because it seems to blow people's minds that I can do some of the stuff that I can do with a crochet hook. And on one level, that's like, yeah, you know, I mean, you know, you should be, you know, you put a lot of work into learning these techniques. You might as well be happy about the fact. But I'm also just like, I feel kind of weird because it seems like not especially difficult for me anyway. Crochet comes to me about as naturally as breathing. I can do, like, like, just, I can crochet with my feet. I keep thinking that. It's like every time I think, you know, I'm not that good at crochet, I'm just like, for fuck's sake, lady, you can crochet with your feet. How many people can say that? Not well, mind you, but I can do it somehow. I'm going to get to the point, okay, where I can just like produce a hat or something like that and just like, yep, I made this with my feet. And I'll have to take a video. Well, I mean, so do I want to take a video? All right. And put it up somewhere on TikTok, etc., of me crocheting with my feet. And how many people are going to be watching that and being pervy about my feet? Sock wizard jams. I don't know what a sock wizard is, and I love that. Wait, what? Oh, you didn't know? Okay, yeah. Should I do the intro thing? Should I try and explain what kind of stuff okay. All right, look, man. Okay, I'm just gonna drink something first. Jesus Christ. Just so you know, I don't normally sound this weird. I may have a touch of the old COVID, so I don't normally sound like I've been smoking 50 packs of, you know, cigarettes a day. Anyway, no. So I'm Cypher Lev. I'm a crochet artisan and instructor. My speciality is knowing every possible method of doing crochet, and plus that you've ever heard of anyway, plus a bunch that you probably never heard of. I specialize in teaching crochet for disability, for doing things like essentially crochet for mobility issues, or crochet for things like sight, and like for impaired vision. Yeah, I know, but yeah, but one of the things that I do is that I test out different ways of doing crochet, because one of my big concerns is making crochet more accessible. And as an instructor, I believe that if someone comes to me and says that they want to crochet but they're not sure how they can crochet, if they have, say, for example, issues with arthritis in their hands, or they have missing fingers or whatever, I take it very seriously. I want to be able to teach literally anybody who shows up. So I take it upon myself to learn every possible method of doing crochet. And I can do, I think about, I'd say maybe like 11 or 12 different methods, not including ones with my feet. The feet was a test to see could I actually do it, because I watched some videos online, like of 2, 3, 4, 5. I watched some videos online just to kind of get a feel for, like, is it actually possible? Of course it's possible, you know, it is. For the record, it's difficult, and I found it especially tricky because my toes kept cramping up, you know. It is very, very tricky. Like, I still need to work out a method of it that is consistent, such that I would be able to teach it. Because there's a difference between being able to do something yourself and then actually being able to show someone else how to do it. Okay. Part of what I do with crochet is just, I'm constantly thinking very carefully about, like, well, I want to figure out, like, you know, something about, like, if I want to crochet without using my thumbs, for example, like, how would that work? if I didn't have the use of my thumbs or whatever, if someone comes to me and says, listen, I can't use my thumbs, how do I crochet without that? And if you actually want to, if you want to do that, well, I mean, of course you can, but the methodology of it is quite complicated because you're sacrificing a certain amount of mobility in order to get the stitches right, and you have to think through the motions of the technique in order to do it. Now, I mean, I can still do a treble, obviously, or triple, there you go, but the technique is very bit slower, and obviously you're sacrificing quite a bit of it because you can't use your thumbs. You have to kind of substitute motions. I mean, I've been looking into this, and to be honest, if you do actually want to crochet without using your thumbs, you might be nearly better off just using one hand, going to one-handed crochet and maybe just trying to get some use of your, I don't know. There's many ways to do it, right? I can do crochet with my left or my right hand. There's actually a channel point redemption if you're here long enough so that if you want me to, I will just swap styles. I can do about 3 or 4 different styles with my right hand. I'll do maybe 2 or 3 with my left. A lot of it is just changing the way you hold changing the way that you hold the yarn, changing the way you hold the hook mostly. Crochet styles, if you want to get into the more kind of like, the nuts and bolts of it, every crochet style can be broken down to the 3 components, or crochet method, basically. You always have 3 things. You always have how the hook is held, how the yarn is held, how the piece is held. And that might seem kind of a bit obvious, but if you actually break it down to that, it can make a huge difference. Essentially, the way that you can categorize crochet methods is not like whether they're left or right-handed or whether you're using one hand or not, is basically whether you hold the yarn on the same side as the hook or not. Because when you hold the yarn on the opposite hand, then the hook is kind of being used on its own, and you're mostly just sharing kind of the holding of the piece between your 2 hands. Or you can just, you're using this hand to hold the piece and hold tension, and this does all the motion of the crochet. And knowing that much means that if you need to modify it, you're going, well, okay, if I'm taking some of this motion and putting it elsewhere, like, how is that going to work? Because, like, for one-handed crochet, you literally have just a static hook, and then all the motion essentially goes in here, and then all you're doing is just moving the piece around the static hook. If I can grab it here. This is so much easier when I have a braced hook. But that's not like obviously that's not the only way of doing it. That's like if you have this steady. But like, say for example, you want to put all the motion into the other side, put all the motion into the hook, then you can do that as well. It's more like the usual way of doing it. You just hold everything down, you don't move your hand, and this gets a little bit tricky because you are supposed to be holding the base of the stitch up here, and that's the kind of sacrifices that you make if you want to like spare some motion in some direction. But that's more of a kind of like, if you want to make a random, if you want to get into a random discussion about like crochet styles and how they can apply to like things like, body mechanics and kinesiology and whatever. And I'm not an expert on either of those things. I just pay a lot of attention to it because I spend a lot of time thinking about crochet styles and crochet methods and like different ways of doing it, Like there's an entirely different style of doing it, which is basically looks a lot like English throwing for knitting. And I would say less than maybe 5% of crocheters have ever seen it, never mind actually know how to do it. But like, I was taught that first when I learned how to crochet. I was taught like by my grandmother and my godmother when I was about 8. And that was the style that they taught me. Because if you're a knitter, that's more likely to be a style that you know. And for whatever reason, that was what they taught me. I don't know. Maybe it's an Irish thing. I am Irish. Never really thought about it much until I picked crochet back up and suddenly realized, oh, there's this entirely other style I've never heard of, which is the style that everyone else knows. And then I just learned that as well. And then I got interested in, well, how many different ways can you do this? And yeah, you know what's the worst? No, I don't know. I know a few different ways to knit. Yes, like knitting I think has a lot more into it, okay? Like knitting has had a lot more work done for accessibility and whatnot, I think anyway. And I do knit as well. I just don't like to knit as much as I like to crochet. For what it's worth. Like I can knit continental and English style. I know a few different ways or whatever of doing that too. But knitting is not so much my thing. So I find it's a lot harder on my hands for whatever reason. So I generally just do a lot of crochet. When I get doing something and I forget that I should be smoking weed, but I forget to smoke weed, and then I get side effects from not smoking. Dude, that's a problem. Well, in fairness, is it a problem? Like, is it a problem that you want to have? I don't know because I don't smoke weed. I don't know how the side effects actually, like, do you get paranoid or something like that? How does that work? Just like Decrom, I know, look, I know you're saying you're depressed or whatever, man. You gotta be easier on yourself, you know. Just don't beat yourself up for stuff that is just a normal reaction to extraordinary circumstances, you know. A lot of people are under a lot of stress. When I don't smoke weed, my brain goes off the rails. Oh, yeah, I know that feeling. I mean, for what it's worth, I'm still on the good brain drugs. I did, I did still doing quite a little of that. Although I'm gonna have to go and ask my good doctor about should I still be on the brain drugs or what exactly is the plan. I keep going wrong there. Oh my God, I get the count wrong. Wait, where am I? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. What side are we on? That's 10. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So what we in fact need to do is start the row again, turn around. Hey, Zan, how's it going? I hope you're doing all right. Thank you for saying that. I need constant reassurance. Look, just no, look, take her home. Just don't beat yourself up. It's okay, man. Like we're all kind of a bit nuts here, apparently. You know. Yeah, you know, store bought. Like if you can't make your own neurotransmitters, you can't make your own neurotransmitters. Then store bought is fine. Don't worry about it. But you get no judgment from me, man. Everybody's under a lot of stress right now. Like just funnily enough, on the subject of stress, yeah, I figured out some stuff about why I went entirely off the rails, and that kind of put a stop to a lot of the panic attacks and stuff that was happening, which was, was an improvement. I haven't had a panic attack or an episode in like over a week at this rate, and I'm just kind of staring at the walls and kind of just like, okay, is anything gonna happen? Have I got this? Yeah. So I learned how to crochet with my yarn in the left hand and hook in the right, but lately when I'm crocheting, sometimes I unconsciously switch to kind of throwing style, but the hook in the yarn in my right hand to mimic how I knit. Yes, that is the throwing style, okay? Like the problem, part of the problem with crochet is that if you ask like a random person, it's like, oh, how do you crochet? Chances are they'll show you right-handed knife grip, which is what I'm doing now. And right-handed knife grip just happens to be quite quick for what it's worth. It is like a good bit quicker, in fact, than most other styles, simply because of like things about how the distance of between the hook and the yarn and the motions involved. Look, long story. I gave it some thought though. But there's also things like pen grip and all that. But like that's really what you're going to see. However, and this is normally a channel point redemption, but look, I'm going to show you guys anyway. All right. If you're doing knitting, you can just do throw style. And this is what I would call the fast throw. Again, there is no real categorization of this. I don't think a lot of people put a lot of there's not been a whole lot of categorization or analysis, I think, of crochet methods in general. But like, this is the fast throw. And it basically mimics like the style, the knitting English throwing style that a lot of people would be familiar with. And I know that if someone came to me and says, look, I tried to learn crochet before, I failed at it, and the first thing I would ask them is like, okay, do you knit? Do you knit? Okay, you do? Grant, what style do you knit? Do you knit English throwing style? And if they say that to me, it's like, oh yeah, I can do English throwing style. I'm like, fantastic. I will teach you a crochet method that exactly mimics that, and you should be able to do it. But that's fast throw. Good for precision work, not so good when you just want to go quick. Because knife grip because again, mechanics or whatever. Change crochet style. Okay, I'll show you another one. This one is a slightly easier one. So that is if someone actually knows how to knit. Now, if someone comes to me and they say, look, I really can't get crochet, I don't know how to knit, can you just show me something simple? What I'd probably show them, rather than trying to get the kind of the interplay here, so rather than trying to get the kind of the interplay here, right, what I probably show them is simplified English throwing, all right? And simplified English throwing is literally just like, hold the yarn any old way here, kind of doesn't matter. Hold the hook like this, okay? And you hold it there, throw, and then put it in, throw. Like you can leave that, do whatever, as long as you pull it down next to your finger here, Just kind of hold it there out of the way. pull through, throw, pull through, throw, pull through. And it's always a very discrete series. So it's like you hold it, you throw, you pull through. Okay. And because like there's no kind of like trying to figure out the manual dexterity of trying to pick the yarn kind of thing, it tends to be a little bit easier for people to get. Like I showed someone who had never crocheted in her entire life, done some knitting when she was a kid, never done it again, and was really did not have a clue about how to get the traditional like way going. So I was like, okay, look, I'll show you this. Try this, and you know this you could like get the hang of this. Now, eventually, maybe she'll want to move on to something like throwing styles, but it's just that getting this is kind of a bit of a pain in the ass because you got to figure out tension and everything as well. If you're doing simplified throwing, you kind of don't need to do tension. You have to do the barest minimum because all you're doing is kind of holding the yarn back here out of the way, you know? It makes it very easy to kind of, you know, to get used to the actual forming the stitches before you even get into like, oh, what my tension is supposed to be, you know? So that's kind of what I, you know, that's kind of what I do. Like, I should probably just actually stick with this. I can stick with a different style now. Just you know what? We haven't done pen grip, so I'll just stick to pen grip. Whatever. Like again, I make a point of learning as many different styles as possible with both my left and my right hand. For what it's worth, I can't swap to left-handed crochet in the middle of a piece, and I've gone and left the other. Oh God, I've gone and left the actual blanket that I have that's done with left-handed crochet in the other room, so I can't. Sorry, can't do that either. Yeah. Yeah. So crochet styles. I think about this a lot. I'm constantly thinking about like, well, what are other ways to do? Come on, what are other ways to do crochet? Like, what if you do crochet? All right, if you're doing pen grip like this, and here's the problem with pen grip. All right, if you're doing it like this, all right, and this is something that I'd work on. You see the way my wrist is this angle here. This motion is a bit of a pain in the bollocks, all right? This is an issue, especially back up here. Now, the problem of the pen grip is that, like, when we actually write, our hands are down like this, but we don't crochet like this. We don't crochet with the pen down, like with our hooks down like this. Or at least I don't know anybody who does. You have it up in front of you. And that means that it causes this extremity of motion here. It causes this twist. And that's not good for your hands. Like if you're doing a lot of this kind of motion, like you may get carpal tunnel. Like that is a problem. That puts too much pressure on your wrist. So I was thinking about this a while ago, right? You have pen grip, and for some people that's all that they can do. Like what is the best way to modify pen grip so that you don't make this motion? And I was looking at it a while, and it's like whatever I was doing, there was always this thing here because of the way the hook hinges. All right. Now, one way you could do it is literally just back off down the hook, because small motions here obviously make big motions down here. That, however, is really uncomfortable and means you can't hold the piece. Doesn't work as well, all right? So after having a think about it, I came up with doing something like that. And what this does is that this is very much like, this is a little bit more awkward, I guess, but it forces your wrist to essentially unwind, because your hand is all your fingers rotate forward, and all you're doing is doing the motions with your hand. This is a little bit closer to knife grip. So if I do this, it's a little bit different, but it also is a little bit easier on your wrist. It stops your wrist from doing that extremity of that pulling back like that. It kind of stops you from doing that, and it keeps it more straight. And the other thing as well is that because it's just being held here between these two fingers, you get a little bit more slack on these fingers. And obviously you're not holding tension on this side using this particular method, so you don't have to worry about that, or at least you don't have to worry about like that kind of, like you can have strain just from holding yarn here. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of people is that they hold their yarn far too tightly, or they tension everything far too tightly. And that can cause some severe issues, because if you hold something tightly, and it's gonna eventually come back and bite you in the ass. I have to say, like, even when I'm doing just basic knife grip, this is how I hold tension. I'm barely holding the yarn at all. Like, that is where I hold the yarn. I don't even Like, there you go. It's not even anywhere. You know, but I've just gotten, like, I've honestly just gotten used to that over the fact that I've just been crocheting a really long time. And the other thing that I will do as well that I don't think a lot of people would notice is that when I actually crochet, a lot of people, what they would do is that they hold this finger steady and just let the yarn feed through. And there's not a whole lot of motion there. Like they're doing all the work of the hook. And a lot of teachers will say this. He says, let the hook do the work, all right? And for what it's worth, this is accurate, this is good. And if you're just starting out, you probably want to do this because there's one less motion that you have to think about, okay? It is one less kind of thing you have to consider if the only thing you need to think about is like, oh, the hook moves like this, and where my finger is here holding at the base of the stitch, that will actually provide basically the other side of the tension actually to get this to get the yarn to move at all, because you have to have something to pull against, and as well as, you know, pulling the yarn down. But here's the thing, I've been doing crochet a really long time, so I don't do that. What I do instead is I have some of the motion transferred over here, which means that if you actually watch me going, you'll see my finger moving, and it sort of lets out slack and then pulls back in that kind of a motion, except much quicker. And the thing is that is essentially me controlling my tension on the fly, because I'm not relying on the back of my hand. The back of my hand doesn't hold tension. It is literally just that one finger and the motion of this one finger as I pull it backwards and forwards. And the pulling it back kind of keeps tension, and then slack or whatever allows it to pull forward. So I'm actually pulling the yarn through. And if I'm using a center pull ball, I can go very fast with it. But that is not something that I would teach like a beginner, and I don't think I would teach anyone to do it because it's something so specific. It is literally just like a thing that I do because I've been doing crochet for far too long probably at this point, and I crochet multiple hours every day. This is like my jam. This is like my thing. Now, the big question is, am I doing this correctly? I'm not. I've cocked it up. You'd never think this is my own pattern. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where am I? Oh God, no! I have to do one more here. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is the other problem, by the way. You think that because you've been doing it a really long time and that you can still, like, you don't make mistakes. No. Oh no. Oh no. I make mistakes constantly. And if you ever want like proof of that, it's literally like the first bag of this pattern that I make, I completely bollocksed up the first, like, I bollocksed up a row count in probably the first quarter of it. And I only noticed when I'd finished the entire bag. And I ended up having to frog the whole thing, 3/4 of it, and redo it. Because you can't just let that go. Hey Matthew, how's it going? Oh, dude, I saw the videos that you sent me on TikTok, and I was pissing myself laughing. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we're going, let's see, I think we're going up 5. Yeah, we are. And 5 here out of 10. Okay, yeah. We're grand. I'm not going to get the entire bag of this, but I have another one. It's grand. I have another skein. This is a very, very large... Do I have the thing? I don't. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Yay, there we go. Here we are. Yes. So this is what we were actually using. It says I should use a 5mm hook. I'm actually using the correct hook for a change. There we go. 573 yards. My current estimate, after doing this a couple of times and then weighing the results, I believe that it'll take about 420 to 440 yards of cotton to make one of these bags. So it's not bad, I have to say. Like, I checked the price or whatever of that burnout cotton. That costs about $15 Canadian, or 7. So like, it's like that's not bad. If you want to actually make one yourself, that's not bad money. And of course, if you're in a thrift store, it's very likely that you'll get a truly phenomenal amount of cotton for much, much less than that, which I certainly do. I think these two I actually bought in a thrift store for like, I don't know, $5 a piece or something like that. Yeah, go on, Zan, take it easy. Talk to you later. Take it easy. I'm starting to feel somewhat better now. I may just go for a full 2 hours as opposed to just doing for 1 hour. I was feeling fairly rubbishy earlier, but I'm feeling kind of a little bit better now. That is the power of streaming, my friends. That is exactly it. Oh, come on. The other thing as well about this cotton is that, like, although I can go fast, the risk is that I will just lose it entirely and the hook will just fall out. Because that's a thing that can happen. Less so on the other stuff that I use, I have to say. Oh, I actually have the other bags here. Hold on. Wait. Ah, come here. Hell yeah. Right. Oh, no, don't fall. Don't fall. Stay. Right. Okay, here we go. This is the first one. This is the original Minty Fresh market bag. So this is what this is going to look like when it's actually done, all right? The seam there needs, you can see the seam there, I think that needs to stretch out a little bit. Now this one was actually done slightly differently with the seams both on the same side. And that's the front of it. But that was due to the way that I did the seams. I figured out a different way so that it will not show up like that in future. It will actually show up like you won't be able to see the seams. This is a little bit too obvious for my liking. But this was done with acrylic ribbon yarn. I quite like the texture, the way that it came out. I thought it was quite nice. And it also has, if you can see it here, this really nice market bag handle. And I've tested this. It does stretch quite a little bit. You know, it's quite nice and stretchy. But it does make a really nice kind of shoulder bag if you want to throw it over your shoulder, even with stretch in it. And it's reasonably heavy. You know, it's nice. So I tested by putting a massive amount of yarn onto it. Now the other one that I've got here is the one that I actually did to test it, like to get pictures for the pattern. And this one makes it a little bit more obvious about where the extra squares actually show up. So this piece here, this kind of, I'll just see how this looks. So this kind of big chunk here is like, it's basically the bottom of this is going to fold, it folds over and it's two-sided. And the two pieces are seamed together, and then there's this extra square that's added in to two of the sides, and that produces the top of the bag when you actually fold it over and put it together. So this was done, again, very similar, and it's a bit kind of a patchworky kind of a bag, but it was really done just to show, like, okay, when you're putting the bag together, this is where this goes, and this is where this goes, and this is what that square, this is where that square will end up. One of the thing I really noticed when I was making these bags is this is like cotton ribbon yarn, which I thought came out very nice. Well, part of the problem with these bags is that they are an absolute dickhead to seam together, and you will miscount. I did it at least 5 or 6 times, and I've made these, and this is my own pattern. I still keep doing it. Like, you have to get stitch markers out and very carefully mark off where each section is going to seam together. Otherwise you'll cock it up. So, and that's if, like, you got, like, I can't imagine how you do it, like, if you're just doing it blind, and you need to know where to put each square. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this with those squares in different colors, specifically so you can see, like, how to put the bag together. Like, I constantly have to remind myself that when I'm actually writing a pattern, I go absolutely overboard with putting many, many, many more photos in than I need, and just an incredible amount of, like, detail, like a really, like, silly amount of detail, because I keep thinking, like, if I was going into this not knowing what I was doing or whatever, I would want to have all of this information, even though it seems like overkill. Like, just to be very specific so that people can actually make the pattern. Because I'm terrified of someone, like, buying one of my patterns and being like, oh, I don't understand this. You know, that seems to be the big complaint. Anytime anyone's complaining about patterns, it's like, they don't understand it, it's not clear enough, and there's not enough photos. Crazy. I like the stitch pattern. Yeah, I know, right? I'm telling you, it works out really, really nicely. The Bernat striped handicrafter cotton seems to work really well for bags. Don't ask me why. I gotta get more of it. It's just that this is like the largest amount that I have right now. I do have some more, and I'm thinking that I put into another bag, and I'm actually thinking about frogging that whole thing and turning it into one of these bags instead, because I just don't have enough cotton of the same color to kind of pull it off, you know. But I love this kind of the way the pattern kind of works up in this. It looks really nice. Yeah, looks good. Oh, just in case you're wondering, this is corner to corner crochet, and the cluster pattern is four triples, and then you chain up three from cluster to cluster as you're going across, and then the turning chain is 7 chains. So like 4, 3, skip 3 to come back, like three triples, and then seam on and move up. Um, and I'm sure if you and hopefully if you know crochet, some of that made sense. It'll be better when I actually write it down, I promise. I'll have pictures and everything. It'll be good. Okay, come on. We can get this done. We can get this done. More water. Oh God. Yeah. All right. I have to say, like, I'm big into corner to corner crochet right now anyway. It's just really appealing to me for no reason. Like, I did my big Skyrim shawl, and I kind of just, because I just got this random idea. I was like, oh, I got this lovely Karen crystal cake. I want to do something cool with it. I'm going to make a corner to corner shawl out of it. And then, you know what? I should put a big design in the middle. I've always wanted to do the Skyrim dragon. Let's just see what that would look like. And then I knocked it out over a weekend, and like, hell yeah, it turned out great. But like, I should have done that with the, I should have done that, I think, with the triples. It might have worked up a little bit quicker. But I ended up doing it with doubles, and it did come out really nice. You know, I was very pleased with it, how it came out. I've just been really loving the corner to corner stuff lately. Especially when I did the Skyrim shawl, and I did alternating left-handed and right-handed crochet rows. I like, don't get me wrong, I love this kind of texture pattern, especially because the chain 3 instead of chain 4 on each cluster kind of causes it to puff a little bit, which looks really cool. You know, it's just a nice effect. I like it. The texture is lovely. But when I did the alternating left and right-handed, like rows, left and right-handed crochet or whatever, it came out really nice because all of the doubles were facing the same way. There was an actual back and front, and the back was almost more interesting than the front. And now I'm wondering, should I just do that again? You know, although the work involved is fairly significant. I am just not as quick with my left hand as I am with my right. It's not because I'm any like worse with my left. I am actually left-handed. I just don't practice enough. I could do it, just not very fast, because for speed I'm normally doing right-handed crochet. But I'm glad that I did it. I think it came out really nice. I'm going to write up the pattern for that as well, but I need to actually do it a second time. And I can't find another Karen crystal cake that I like. And I mean, they're discontinued anyway, but like the one that I used was one I found in the thrift store for like $5, you know. And I just wanted to do something really nice with it. But now I'm kind of stuck. It's like, oh, well, now what do I do? I got to find similar yarn or something that will suit the pattern, because I think maybe the way that the colors work up was maybe not suitable, I think. Because it was a striping yarn as well, and I think the dragon gets kind of lost. So I wanted, like, the only candidate I have for redoing that shawl is in this silk tussa by, if I remember right, Sanjo, I think, Sanjo silk. Like, it was a present from my neighbor, who was just getting rid of a ton of yarn or whatever. She said, here, look, you know, you can just take this and here's the pattern to go with it. But I was trying to do the pattern. It's a knitting pattern, obviously. And I just wasn't enjoying it much. So I frogged the whole thing and thought, you know, I'll come back with something else. I'll figure out something else to do with it. But I thought, you know what? I know this is just kind of cream silk, but this still might work for a big-ass Skyrim shawl. Like, I don't know. It's such a massive commitment to produce it that, like, I'd be scared of like getting started, or suddenly I find that the gauge difference is a bit much and I can't quite nail I won't make one that's big enough, you know. Oh, come on. I don't know. And this doesn't even get into like the super secret special project that I'm not talking to you guys about yet, because I don't know if I can execute it. But like, I was looking at the yarn for that, and it's going to require something like 100 yards. No, wait, no. 800 yards of black sock weight yarn-ish. So it's going to be big, and it needs to be as black as possible. And where will I find that? That's a lot of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. I won't be making that twice. So I can't afford to cock it up, basically. If I do it, I'll have to do it once. do the pictures all at the same time and hope that they're good, and then hope that the pattern works out on the first time as well, because I won't be able to do it the second time. That's too much yarn and too much work. Yeah, it is going to be a shawl, but it is just like probably the most complex one that I've ever attempted. Yeah, it's going to be strange. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But hopefully I'll get the pattern of it worked out. It's just, can you do it only one? Can you pull off that execution first time? I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's just like random stuff which I'm going to be making at some point, hopefully, as soon as I am not making, like, as soon as I'm not turning all of my cotton yarn into bags. And who knows when that's going to be? I have a lot of cotton yarn. I have, in fact, enough yarn to swim in. And if you ever want to see how that looks, I did put a video up on TikTok of me leaping into my yarn pile. It was fun. I was cleaning up my yarn pile and I just took all of the yarn that I had, piled it on the bed to do the KonMari method basically on it. And after going through it, I was just like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this, this, and this. And then I was just like, you know what? All the yarn is here. So I'm just going to face plant into it. And I did. And it was funny. I liked it a lot. What is life except to do silly shit for the grams or for the TikToks? You know, I don't know, whatever we're calling that these days. For the social medias. So actually, big question here, if anyone is on Twitter, are you staying on Twitter now that it's owned by Elon Musk? And if you are not on team fuck Elon Musk, then I suggest perhaps this is not the best stream for you, because I am very much on team fuck Elon Musk. I think he is a toddler with a checkbook. And I don't care what anyone says about him building Tesla or whatever. His parents had an apartheid emerald mine, and that's where he made his money. He is a dickbag with too much money. Eat the rich, etc., etc. Billionaires should be illegal. Anyway, yeah. We're well, I'm anti-capitalist. I don't know you guys, but I'm mostly anti-capitalist because, like, I've seen what billionaires do. They spend their money on stupid shit. Can't be trusted. Clearly, the only option is to eat the rich. Take all their money, give it to everybody else, or something like that. You know what? I'm not an expert in politics, and God help me if I ever do go into politics, because that's going to be really silly. That's going to consist of, like, I'll be in power and execute some incredibly revolutionary stuff for like a single day, and then I'll probably be executed. That, or people will get tired of me constantly calling them idiots. You know, I'd never get, well, that would probably be the reason I'd never get elected. I certainly wouldn't be able to stop myself from calling everyone, you fucking moron, or my opponents, or whatever. Anyway, top 10 reasons why ciphers should never be allowed to get into power. It's because I will inevitably devolve into either super villainy or utter rage-inducing nonsense. And at what point would you be able to tell the difference? That would be the question. I have all of this beautiful multicolored sock yarn for knitting socks, but I'm always thinking about what stitch pattern to bring out the colorways the best. And sometimes I wonder, would crochet just look nicer? Knitting tends to be like thin rows. Crochet just kind of chunks up like the colors in interesting ways, or even goes in different directions. This is true. This is very true. Crochet is freeform. Crochet, you can do literally anything with it. Knitting, you're kind of stuck in where you place things, because you always have a set kind of like, okay, the next stitch has to go here, kind of whatever. In crochet, you can just kind of go off the map. You know, it's just like, oh, I decided I'm going to take my next row and I'm going to put it over here and I'm going to attach it in all these kinds of weird ways. And crochet's just like, yeah, you know, you can do that. You know, no, we're not going to judge. No breaks here. You know, we're not going to say you can't do that. We're not the yarn police. Yeah, it's just you know, it depends. I think knitting is good for doing clothes. I think the drape of knitting is fantastic. Crochet, I think the actual fabric produces maybe a bit too thick in some cases, especially if you're doing blocks. You can do different things with knitting, but you have to be very creative. I've seen some really beautiful knitting patterns, and I really think they're impressive. They're really beautiful, and you know, and a lot of the time I'm thinking is like, damn, you could have just done that with crochet. It would have been painful. But you know, fair dues to the people who love to knit. You know, they are very creative. You know, that's their thing. And I do appreciate that, like, color work in knitting, I think, is probably a damn bit easier than it is in crochet, because crochet produces such thick fabric. Like, if you want to do colorway clothing, you basically have to be doing knitting. I don't think it can be done, like, if you want to do kind of color patterns, you kind of have to be doing knitting with it. Like, crochet just does not lend itself to that kind of stuff. Like, for doing solid blocks of fabric, you know. With crochet, doing that stuff is more intuitive. Yeah, it is. Because crochet is freeform, places no restrictions on where you put the active stitch. You can put stuff just about anywhere. You can finish it, like you can say, for example, decide, oh, I'm going to finish this row over here and I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to just tie it off, you know? And like, if you were knitting, like you'd have to go and pick up loops somewhere or wherever, you know, just try and figure out, okay, well, where am I going to pick up the loops and whatever. But like with crochet, you can just say, I want to crochet right here. I'm just going to attach an active stitch and just start crocheting up, or something completely mad. It's like it doesn't stop you from doing that, because it's the active surface is so very small. With knitting, it tends to be much bigger, you know. But that's just more like that's more kind of random theory crafting, I guess. Although if you want to do socks, I have a great idea for socks, which I keep meaning to do, but it involves knitting, so I'm kind of just putting it off because, again, although I can knit, I much prefer to crochet. I have done socks with knitting. And I've also done socks with crochet. I think knitting is probably a better choice for socks. However, if there's one thing that gets right up my nose about knitting socks, it is the fact that turning heels and shaping the toes is fucking tedious. And I don't care if anyone said that they think, okay, maybe mad people think that's fun. I personally don't. I think trying to do that stuff with knitting is annoying. So annoying. Like, doing increases and decreases with knitting is just like, it's just really irritating, and I can never quite get it right. And it's like, I can do it eventually, and I'm never happy with the results, even when I do it correctly. So I thought, you know what? I want to do some socks where it's just basically, I am knitting a tube, and I'm going to do an afterthought heel, but instead of actually doing the afterthought heel in knitting, I'm going to just crochet that motherfucker on. As in, like, because crochet is freeform, it can be done basically anyhow. I'm just going to get like another coloured wool and a nice sock yarn, whatever. And I'm just going to like, okay, I'm going to knit the tube, but then when it comes time to put the heel and the toe on, I'm just going to crochet those on. And, you know, what you get is like crochet fabric, reinforced heel and toe. There you go. I think it would work, and I think you get some really interesting kind of like patterns and stuff out of it, because then you'd have like the colorway, like even if you wanted to do like striped yarn, sock yarn or whatever, it would look kind of, you know the way to talk. I'm Irish, man. You need to just go to Ireland. We all talk like this. A bit like assholes. No, seriously, like if you want to do socks, like absolutely, I think that's going to be the way to do it. Because like I'm unhappy with my current state of sockness. Okay, because I keep getting socks, right? Fucking Costco or from some other place where I buy them in bulk, right? Because let's be clear, I don't give that much of a shit about my socks. I just want socks to cover his said feet. But the problem is that those socks do not last, and I'm getting really fucking sick of them not lasting. It's just socks. Where do you find socks that don't wear it, that like last for longer than like a year or two? And please don't recommend Buy It for Life subreddit. I've been there before. They have a lot of man socks that would last for, you know, for life or something like that. But I want actual interesting socks. I don't want to just like, you know, workman socks. Like I just, especially because like in the 15th and 16th centuries, when fabric and clothes were expensive, people were expected to just, they make their socks and then they fucking looked after their socks and darn them instead. Yeah. You could just make a little crochet hat on the heel of this. Yeah, I know, right? Because crocheting the round is trivial. Trivial. Coco 15 cat. Please tell me you have 15 cats. Because no judgment here. I think eventually I will be turning into a crazy cat lady. So I'm on board with this. But I just want to know what it's like having 15 cats around the place. Also, hello. I'm doing a corner-to-corner market bag right now using a pattern that I came up with myself that I need to write out, and I'm basically making 11 billion of these bags because part of doing your own patterns is having to do them repeatedly until you're fucking sick of them. I'm not quite sick of this one yet. I love corner-to-corner crochet. Give it time, however. Give me like another week or two of making all of these bags from cotton, and not only will I have a massive amount to sell, but I will be thoroughly sick of making bags. No, I'm lying. I'm probably never going to get sick of making bags. I'll just go into another pattern. It'll be fine. All these cool ideas, guys. All these cool ideas. No, sorry, I want cat, but my family is allergic. Oh, sucks. Sucks. I feel you. My best friend is allergic to cats, hence why I do not have a cat, because I don't want to do that to my best friend. She would never be able to come over otherwise and hang out with me and stuff. I may get a dog at some point when I'm not poor. Who knows, really? Who knows? We're you know we're on a roll here. Yes, this is crochet. Do you do the crafts of some kind? Are you interested in knowing about the crochet? Because I am a crochet instructor. I am also a crochet artisan. I do a lot of my own stuff. I'm usually crocheting if I am on stream. I am always on stream at 9 o'clock PST on a Sunday night, even when I'm possibly feeling crappy and may have COVID. But it's okay. It's only a mild COVID. It's not like a serious COVID. It's only a little bit of COVID. And I think I might need. No, I'm not going to redo that. No, you know what? I'm going to redo that. I'm not happy with the tension. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. In the Sock Madness competition, one of the bonus patterns was a reinforced heel flap of Tunisian crochet, which I thought was interesting. I don't know how I'd feel about a single crochet heel toe though. Like, would it feel okay? I'm used to the knits and the pearls on my feet. Yeah, you know, this is an interesting question, okay? Now, here's the thing. I did some crochet socks, okay? And I found that the fabric that was produced was a little bit too thick. Now, in fairness, I was using waistcoat stitch because I decided that I wanted a pair of kind of like more booties that would stand up on their own, okay? And I found that I was using sock weight fabric, but it still came out incredibly thick. And I found that until it really kind of squashed and felted down properly, that it was quite hard on my feet, which is why I don't think I would want to make a whole sock out of this, because I tried that and I didn't think it worked. Heels and toes, I'll have a go with that. We'll see where that takes us. Would you like to hear some cool news? I am always up for some cool news. Lay it on us. Tell us your cool news. Is it any cooler than the fact that I sold my first pattern like the other day? Yay! I'm crocheting a wedding dress. I finished the sleeves on top of the dress and almost done with the long skirt fingers. It's all because I'm getting... Holy motherfucking shit. That's amazing. You're crocheting a wedding dress. I can't even... Oh my god. Are you doing a pattern? Are you doing your own thing, or is this someone else's pattern? Oh my god, can you show it to us? Oh my god. I want to see. I want to see. Please, can I see? Can I see? Please put the link in chat. You can put the links in the chat as far as I know. Is that... Please, I want to see. I want to see. Oh my god. So I would love to do dresses. I would fucking love to do dresses. I have a design in mind for essentially an art project of 4 dresses based on basically the 4 crochet dresses based on the 4 elements. The problem is that I don't have that much yarn. And I have other things that I want to get into doing first. But at some point, okay, I'm going to design and create these 4 dresses. And there's literally just an art project. This is like to something that should be displayed in a gallery somewhere. It's like these 4 dresses or whatever like that. There's not to be actually, made normally for wear or whatever like that. And I don't have no idea about the pattern. Maybe I'll make the pattern. I don't know. I just want to do them because I'm like, that would be fucking cool. I want to do dresses. That's so cool. I am so happy that someone values crochet that much to A, want a crocheted wedding dress, B, pay almost $100,000 for one. Oh my god. That's lovely. That's beautiful. That's what I love to hear. Like, there's something truly wonderful and heartening about hearing an artist and get paid for their fucking work. Because hell fucking yeah. That's so cool. I mean, oh my god, Coco, you are just... Yes, send me the Instagram. I'll follow you on Instagram. Come on, just don't hold out on us here. Just put the picture, put it in here in the chat. I want to see it. I will follow you on Instagram. Come on. I want to see. You must be like a professional like like fiber artists or something. And I'm all about following people who like put up cool stuff. And I want to see this dress. Want to see the dress. Come on. Did they? I have no idea how to make Twitch chat work. Okay, I don't know if there's something about the where's. Okay, hold on. Where's the? How do I make the things? Wait, no, hang on. Wait, I can't get. Where's my Instagram? Oh my god. Switch accounts. Hold on. Oh, for fuck's sake! I can't get into my Instagram because my Instagram is over here. Oh, no! You can't put it. Is there? Was something changed about my chat and you can't put links in here? Did that not work anymore? Son of a bitch! Hold on. How do I make this? How do I make this work? Yeah, there you go. I mean, it does work. Links do work. Oh my god, go, come on! We want to see. I want to see this dress. I don't want to see. Look, I can't get to my Instagram. My Instagram is on my phone. My phone is currently here being used as the camera. I can't look at the phone. Can I link you a song to listen to? Yeah, go on. Just copy and paste it into chat. Just copy it in here. Oh god, am I so old that like the young'uns don't know how to use copy and paste? Please tell me that's not the case. Because hot damn, that's going to make me feel ancient, and I'm not that old. Okay, hold on. Hang on, Decrum. "1979." The name of the song is "Making Plans for Nigel." Okay, I'm gonna totally listen to that later. Okay. Yeah, you're 35, dude. I turned 41 this year. All right, and I know I don't look it, but I am an old, absolutely an old. But it's okay. I think you're only as old as the people you kill. Oh, I got that wrong. Shit. Wait, hold on. There's an extra chain stitch where there should not be an extra chain stitch. Here we go. Right. I'm sure the kids still know how to copy paste. You'd think. I've heard some doozies. Let me say. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day or whatever like that, who also is in web dev and whatever. And she was talking about how a lot of the kids coming in have no concept of what a file system is. College, like they've gone through their entire lives or whatever using like that. They don't know Control C and Control your shortcuts for though. Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, but no, apparently a lot of the kids coming in line like they come into like the college courses and like that, and they have computer science and stuff, and they're just like they have no idea what a file system is, like or the idea of a file system, the idea of hierarchical file systems and folders and stuff. They have no idea what that is, and I remember talking to her about it, going like, oh my god, I feel like I'm 80 now, and funnily enough, it's actually a major problem in web dev right now, where a lot of the older systems literally cannot be maintained with the people, essentially the people who were just like the newcomers, who are all into the new interesting things. Essentially, the people who could maintain the older systems are either dying or retiring, getting out of the biz, whatever you want to call it, and there's no one to take their places. So, for what it's worth, if you ever want to make an absolute butt ton of money, okay, go learn something like I want to say Fortran, or any of the really old systems, AS400s, that kind of shit. The old mainframes, because a lot of really sensitive stuff and really important stuff still runs in that shit, and it's not getting replaced anytime soon because the cost would be astronomical. So, yeah. Oh, maybe they want to message me a picture and post it publicly. Can they message me? Coco, if you're there, can you message me on Twitch? Hold on. Where's the... I'm so bad at this. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, just back to Twitch. Come on. How am I so bad at this? Wait, whispers. No, I don't have any whispers. Dang it. Ugh. Oh, Coco, please. Just if you message me on Instagram, I will get it. And if you're on Instagram, I will totally follow you because I have got to see this dress. I'm so excited. So excited. Oh, come on. Let's get out of that. There we go. Stuff coming through my headphones. Right. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got one more to go here. I'll find out from my stepdad. Yeah. Can you log into Instagram on another device? See, that's the question. I don't know if I can. Hold on. Burr, burr, burr. Can I? I'm logged in another account. Can I switch accounts? Log into an existing account. Oh, come on. I don't have it saved. Fuck you. Oh my god, guys, I don't think I can. Hold on. I'll see if I have any. Just try. Where's the thing? Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't think I can. I don't know the password saved. Why don't I have the password saved? I am so bad at tech. I swear I used to be good at this at one point. I'm not anymore because I have brain weasels. But like I used to just at one point we'll just have to imagine. I'm going to get on Instagram as soon as I get off stream, all right? I'm going to be looking for this dress. All right? No, I want to see no, this is not trouble. I want to see this. I have got to see this dress. I have to. Okay, I absolutely have to. Oh my god, I can't believe you just that's so cool. That's just the coolest thing I've heard all day. It's just like, crocheting a wedding dress. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like, what an undertaking, I have to say. Just holy shit bags. That's just a lot of work. Like, I'm not surprised that it's costing such a huge cracking amount of money. Because like something that has to be custom made and of the size that the wedding dresses normally are, like holy shit. Like are you gonna make the veil as well? Like oh wow. Like now that would be a hell of a thing, all right? Because I set a goal for myself this year that I want to make a piece of Limerick lace, all right? Fun stuff. I'm Irish, okay? And I come from Limerick in Ireland, all right? And like it's my hometown. And there's an entire history of like Limerick lace making, okay? It goes back to like the mid 19th century. So I want to make some Limerick lace in the style that it would have been done in my hometown like 150 years ago, all right? And it's done in this kind of a tambour lace style. It's done essentially with really, really tiny crochet hooks. And like, I just doing a wedding veil with that? Wow, that would be amazing. Fucking a huge amount of work, but it would be incredible. Hey, Crowbar Scout, how you going? Enjoy your lurk. It's lurky, whatever. Thank you very much for being there. We're talking about a wedding dress. Oh my god. Coco's crocheting a wedding dress. I gotta see this. I'm just like I can't get to my phone because my phone's here being used as the camera. Oh my god, I'm dying. I want to see it. I so want to see it. So excited. So excited. Just so you know, that's a really great opener, I have to say. It's like just kind of wondering. So I said, "Hey, is that crochet? Yeah, it is crochet. Do you want to know what I'm doing? I'm crocheting a wedding dress." Like, gotta say, that's one hell of a way to make friends. Like, hey, you want to see something cool? Come and follow me on Instagram. That's awesome. That's fucking incredible. I'm just, I can't get over that. What yarn are you using? Now I want to know. Like, is it special stuff? Like, oh god, I'm getting to the end of this now. Like, because I'm assuming it's something really nice, you know? I mean, it would probably have to be, wouldn't it? Like for something like that, like just something really, really cool. Oh God, I don't know. Like there, okay. So just so you know, local yarn shop, right? It's barely like 2 blocks away from me. All right, Sweet Georgia Yarns. They're indie yarn dyer. They do a lot of just, oh my God, knock your socks off, incredible yarn. All right, just really, really fun stuff and cool stuff. And some of their, like, they do a lot of like superwash merino. They do a lot of really soft, like really beautiful fibers and silk and cashmere and gore and all this other kind of stuff. And they do lace weight silk and cashmere that is like getting kissed by a cloud. It is the most incredible thing in the world. And someday, when I have money again, I am going to, I'm going to park my ass there and say, come on and give me like, okay, give me enough of this that I want to make like like I'm going to make something cool for myself, you know, because fuck using that on anything else, on anything for other person. Oh no, that'll just be for me. Yeah, this is corner to quarter, but I'm getting the count wrong, obviously. This is corner to quarter. I'm using triples instead of doubles. Turning chain is 7, and chaining up on the between each cluster is 3. Produces this kind of it works up a little bit faster than doubles, and it also has this kind of, it produces a nice texture that I kind of like. So I've done a couple of these bags. This has worked like a 12 square granny square bag, except that I'm using corner to corner crochet instead to work the main body of the piece. Then I'm adding on 2 extra squares, one of which will go here, and the other one will go kind of up here on the other side. And then when you seam it together, it looks like the 12 square granny square, right? Yeah, it's just that I kind of saw the 12 square bag and I'm like, hey, that looks like something I could do in corner to corner crochet. So I'm just like, okay, here's a pattern. I'm going to do it in that. And I thought, well, I want to do it I want to do it in triples, not doubles. So I just kind of put this together, and I've made a bunch of them now. So when I get the chance, I'm going to write a pattern and stick it on Etsy or something. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm just on a big kick for corner to corner crochet right now. I'm just like, it's just the thing that is bringing me the most joy. I just like it a lot. The most recent thing that I did that was in the bag is this enormous corner to corner crochet shawl with a big dragon in the center of it that's based on the Skyrim dragon, because I'm kind of into Skyrim. And I just thought, okay, I've been doing all this. I got this lovely Karen crystal cake. I want to do something cool with it. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. And I started doing corner to corner crochet with left and right handed alternating rows of crochet, just, with using doubles or whatever. And in the middle of it, I thought, I'm going to put a design in there. So I switched to fila crochet in the corner to corner stuff. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. If you're on Instagram, just follow me or something. It's rainfall.crafts. That's me on Instagram. Follow me, I'll follow you back. I promise. Actually, do I have the shawl? I do have the shawl next to me. Hold on. Here's the thing. Yep. So this is the shawl, the Karen cake, and you may not be able to see the dragon. Yeah, you kind of can't. It's a little bit tricky to see because it's here. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. You can kind of see it here when my stupid big head isn't in the way. Something like that. No, I'm getting this. No, come on, turn. Turn! There we go. So yeah, I can't see the camera. Yay! Yeah. Came out really nice, I thought. That's my own shawl. I'm not giving that to anybody. I thought I'd say because Elon must block for ages because I really don't like him. There you go. Good. Keep him blocked. He's a dickhead. I have a Twitter account with that. It was really active. Yeah, no, it's a corner to corner filet dragon. I saw a filet crochet design and it was worked like, flat squares, and I thought, that looks interesting. I'll do that corner to corner instead, just for shits and giggles. So I did. And I had to do some modifications of the stitches in order to get like a half square and a bunch more stuff. But I gotta go and refine the design because he looks a bit too much like the dragon looks a bit too much like a snake, and I'm not happy with it. I changed the design a little bit so it's gonna have horns, like actual horns, and I think that's gonna be more interesting than having him looking like a snake. Like, I just really like that dragon, it's just such a cool design. And it worked out really nice because like when you actually wear the shawl with it across your back, and especially if you're wearing white underneath or whatever like that, then the wings just flare out a little bit. Ooh, 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 let me see, let me see. Oh my God! Oh my God, I'm dying. So pretty. Oh, oh, it's so lovely. And I love the trim at the bottom. Oh my God, guys. Oh, I can't even. I can't even. Oh my God. What are you making it out of? Oh my God, that is just, it's so, oh, it looks like, I love those sleeves and I love I love the French at the end. Oh my God, it's so pretty. That is a beautiful, beautiful dress. Oh, that's goals right there. That's like craft goals, doing something like that. Oh, just, that's amazing. That is so beautiful. Just, oh, I can't get over that. Thank you so much for sharing a picture of that. I really appreciate it. That's gonna make my night. Just, oh, it's such a pretty dress. I think more pretty dresses are where it's at. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to get more yarn for this one. Right, I'll get that in a sec. Oh, just yeah, I love the shape of that. I absolutely love the shape of that, and that the bell sleeves and the flare at the end. That is going to be so fucking beautiful. I hope the bride really appreciates the work that will go into that and the beauty of that. Like that is a one in a million dress. That's so so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, oh God, is that from an actual pattern? Like, is there a specific pattern, or are you designing that? Because if you're designing it, holy fucking shit! Just let us all just kind of bow down. Like, oh, just that's something. That is so pretty. What am I doing? One, two, three. Okay, a bit more. Yeah, just yeah. I'm all about the pretty crochet. Why not? Definite life goals. Definite like craft goals. I'm gonna put that down as like craft goals. Crochet a wedding dress. Now here's the problem. I can't crochet my own wedding dress because I'm already married. And I got married in a $30 dress from Macy's. Yep. Hey River, how's it going? Oh my god, River. Oh my god, we just saw the most amazing bird. Oh, I'm gonna put the picture in Discord. I got it. It's so pretty. I'm dying. So Coco is I don't know if you just saw Coco is crocheting a wedding dress. And it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And I'm dying over it. I so am. I'm gonna copy paste the link just to make sure that you see it. Okay. Just look at that. Look at that, and just like, just oh god, I can't even. I can't even. I'm gonna continue doing my crappy cotton bag, safe in the knowledge that ain't it, like you guys don't even need to watch me or whatever. Just go look in that dress. You know, I can't compete with that. I'll just finish up my bag and just kind of just geek out or whatever. It just it's the most it's so so pretty. I can't even. That's some crochet right there. I tell you what. I'm just kind of pissing about in comparison and like doing my stuff. Hell no. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god. Oh. And here's me. I've been working on a shawl design for. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Okay, but an hour. I've been working on a shawl design for a couple of weeks now. All right, not the corner to corner stuff. I can just knock that crap out. But like just a different just one that was a bit more of a traditional crochet shawl. And I have been, I can only say, losing my fucking mind trying to get the maths of it to work because I cannot get the count correct in order to get it to line up like to get the stitches essentially to line up correctly so that it curves the way that I want it to without getting ruffled or whatever. And it's almost impossible. And I've tried it now on 2 different types of yarn, and I've frogged it at least 15 times, and I cannot get it right. I got gifted a ton of eyelash yarn. What do you make with eyelash yarn? I don't know. I think you make a mess, or at least that's what I would make. I don't know what else you would. No, I've got hair in it. I don't know what you'd make. Like, eyelash yarn sounds super annoying. A mess while crying. Yes. I got some angel hair yarn, which is probably similar, because I just thought, oh, I'm gonna do some more stuff with mohair or whatever. And I ended up making a shawl out of it. And I made a shawl that it's sitting over there on the floor. It is completed, and I'm probably never going to sell it because I finished it, and I finished it out of spite because the texture of that thing was god awful. And I made a real mistake just buying it to begin with. You know, buying that particular yarn. I'm never doing that again. It's just, no. And that's kind of similar, I guess, to eyelash yarn. Hang on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to actually get it and go get it. Hold on a sec. There we go. So, I don't want to mix these up now. This is the shawl. And if you said that it looks like essentially a formless mass of dog hair, then, you know, I think that's accurate, because this is how I would describe this yarn. All right, this is a finished shawl. All right, it just looks like a giant massive dog hair, because that's where okay, yes, you've never seen a dog this color. I'm saying it's a special kind of a dog, but it's still essentially a massive dog hair. And I'm covering. Frank doesn't need to be in the middle of all that. I'll put him over here for a second. Look, just this stuff, it's got a lot of fluff, okay? It's got these sparkly bits in it or whatever. And the texture of it is just an entire mistake, all right? This stuff, just, no. It's like, it's okay to just touch like this or whatever like that. Working it was a fucking nightmare. And the texture of it even now makes me want to cringe. Like, it's like it was hard enough to push through and actually, like, get it done. No, like, we're just gonna take this away. No, I'm not working on that anymore. That, by the way, is going to go into the, like, it's probably go to donation or so. Oh my God, Fairy Queen Axel, how's it going? Welcome! Yay! Hi, readers. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, River, for doing the shout out, because God knows I can't ever remember to do that kind of stuff, and, you know, because River going, hi, how's it going? Welcome, readers. Hello. Late night stream here. How's it going? I'm just about to get more yarn so that I can do some more in this bag, because there we go. I need to attach it here. I may have a touch of the old COVID, but I thought I'd get on to stream anyway, because I figured the worst thing I could do is sit around in my ass feeling sorry for myself. And at least I can, you know, crochet here and talk while feeling sorry for myself. I'm not sure if I'll let you know. Oh, you got the big bag. Fantastic. That's awesome. I hope you like it. I still look at it and go like, oh my God, what was I thinking? I should have put so much more time into that, but I was just getting distracted by chat every 5 seconds. Yeah, it just, okay, it happens. Okay, for anyone else who's just in here because you're rating or whatever, hi, my name is Cypherlev. I do a lot of things with crochet. Most of those things are mad. I talk a lot. I am occasionally aggressively Irish at people. I do a lot of crochet. Crochet is really my thing. Apart from that, I also am very much concerned with different methods of doing crochet. And I'm also a crochet artisan instructor. I make a point of trying to learn as many ways to actually do crochet as possible, because I want to be able to teach anybody. So I do all kinds of mad stuff with crochet, and not a whole lot of it makes a whole lot of sense. But you know what? I have lots of fun. It's grand. I ate ridden run, but I haven't eaten. Oh my God, get out of here. Just go get food. It's fine. It's good. It's good. Go eat. Gotta take care of yourself first. You can't stream unless you've got the foods. Go get the foods. Bye. All right, we're going to attach this real fast, and then we can get back to actually trying to get this bag out. I'll trim off the ends later, I think. There we go. Bonk. Yeah, that's not going to come apart. That's good. I actually made a point of actually learning how to do knots. That's what that looks like now. Because I wanted to learn how to, because knots are useful things even if you're not a fisherman. So I decided to go learn some knots, and lo and behold, I learned how to do a thing called a double fisherman, I think is what it's called. And that is what that is for joining two similar sized pieces of rope together. Happens to work really well for yarn as well. Oh God, I'm getting caught in everything. Happens to work really well for yarn as well. Okay, all right, here we go. 3, 4, 5, and we are here. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, going up here. Right. I did write this pattern myself, I swear. May not be the best pattern, but I did write it myself. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 7. So I want to do some crafting tonight before bed, but I just can't get myself started. Yeah, I know. Look, it's sometimes it's the hardest thing to actually just get yourself doing something. So what I generally tell people is pick a direction and go. You don't have to commit because this is crochet. You can just frog it if you feel like it. But pick a direction and go. Worst thing you can do is waste some yarn or waste some time. And never be afraid of trying new techniques or new stuff, because the only way you will learn is if you try something, realize it was a complete fucking disaster, and end up frogging all of it, and then kicking yourself several times. But eventually you'll go back to it. And the important thing is that you learn something. So I've heard a few people say, "Oh, I don't want to try that. I want to try. I'm scared of learning whatever that. I don't want to do it on stream. I'm going to feel scared or whatever. What if people think I'm crap?" And I'm just like, being crap is an inevitability. I think you should just embrace that. Just embrace it. It's fine. Oh yeah, the thing that pops up, buy my very stupid crochet related t-shirts. I decided that I wanted to design some t-shirts that are very stupid and related to crochet and knitting and whatever, and that's the result there. I'm going to be getting I ordered one of the t-shirts that says "Ask me about crochet," and I will report back on the quality from a Stream Elements merchandise store when it arrives. It hasn't arrived yet, of course. But I am all about the stupid t-shirts. I think having more stupid t-shirts is a great idea, especially for craft related stuff. And I really wanna do one which is where my stitch is at, with a whole bunch of dropped stitches with knitting needle hooks. I think it'll be funny. Little late start. I think I'm gonna grab some ice cream and reflect on possible new projects. That is also work. You should do that. Ice cream and pondering the mysteries of the yarn. What is the yarn speaking to you? What is the yarn saying to you? Is it suggesting maybe a particular project? Because I get that sometimes, because I do indeed talk to my yarn. And I don't care if that makes me sound crazy, because whether or not I'm crazy is not an actual question that needs to be answered. I already know I'm entirely mad. I have the diagnosis to prove it, and the good brain drugs. But, I don't concern myself with such questions. I just talk to my yarn, or generally anthropomorphize my yarn, and I don't really think about it apart from that. Some yarn is just dick bags. Some yarn works really well. The Burnett stuff is like the family dog. It's just, it's here, it's faithful. You always just like, it's always going to be around. It's always going to be rolling. It's not like the new thing. It's not like the new cool hotness or whatever like that. It's just, it's old faithful, just kind of hanging around. And if you want to make bags, it's always going to be there. And yeah, I occasionally talk about yarn as if it's people. And sometimes I talk about yarn as if it's 80s power executives. That was the yarn when I was making like this really big granny square cardigan, which I'm kind of still not happy about, and I may just donate to a thrift store at this stage, even though I spent 3 weeks making it. I'm just not hugely happy about it, I did granny square stuff, and I just, I still to this day, I don't really enjoy it as much as I like corner to corner stuff. I think granny squares is very kind of one note. It's like, you can do some stuff with it, but it's like, you could do so much more. And I know they're getting back into fashion, and I'm not happy about that really. Or I'm not like hugely kind of into them as a style kind of thing. They're always going to seem somewhat hopelessly retro to me, especially because they were hopelessly retro when I learned to do crochet in the late 80s, because again, I am an old. But they're just not my jam. I don't think they ever will be. And because I've done them often enough, and I'm sure if someone said, "Oh, hey, make me this thing, and I really love granny squares, can you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay, I could do that." But I'd just be thinking of like, this could be so much more interesting. This could be so much more than just granny squares. Let's just try something new. Yeah. I do pixel art with granny squares. See, now that's something new. That's something cool and interesting. Did I show my finished swim cover in granny square? You did not. Is it in Discord? Is it in the Discord? I will totally look in the Discord. I thought you said you were going to. Who was going to bed? Oh no, was Zan going to bed? All right, never mind. Just completely losing the run of myself there for a second. Can we get this bag finished before 11? Now, here's the question. I don't know how much of it I've got. Well, maybe. No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Depends on how fast I can work. Yeah, there we go. I've lost that because my tension's not coming out right. That particular, yeah, that ball. Now here's the interesting thing, all right? I've done this bag several times. Every time I estimate it, the amount of yarn that gets used seems to go up, and I have no idea why. I think the last time I did it, I estimated like for, at least 100 yards less than what's in these balls. But like, and now I'm wondering, am I actually going to be able to finish this thing with what I've got here? Like, that would kind of suck if I couldn't, but because I don't have any more yarn of this color. Like, you see is what you get. And I may have to just add in maybe a different color in the handles or something, which would also kind of suck a bit. I don't know. Troubles and considerations, I'm telling you what. No, it's okay. Look, I kind of, you gotta stay positive. You gotta say, look, if you run out of yarn, it's fine. You just lost yarn chicken. Don't waste what you've done. Try and come up with some kind of a design to see if it'll be a little bit more interesting, and if they have like a different colored handles, do the handles in white. You've got lots and lots of cotton, of like white cotton knocking around somewhere. Might as well do something cool with them, put like an entire fringe on the top. Because I think that's what I will do. If I do get another one, when I actually do the handles for it, I'll do the handles in white cotton, and then at the top of the bag, like at the top of the two handles, like I'll put an edge of white around them and do the handles in white, and it'll look intentional. It won't look like, oh hey, you ran out of yarn and just started patching shit together. God, I would give anything for a can of bubbly right now. In case anyone was wondering, no, they're still not sponsoring me. And I gotta say, I wouldn't really blame at this point if this is how I'm rolling. I can't even get bubbly for my streams. Because, I'm not allowed to go outside because of the plague. That kind of thing. I don't know really. Someday, dagnabbit, someday. Apparently you can become an affiliate for like Furls, I believe, the guys who do the ergonomic crochet hooks, and I ended up going and look at their hooks, and I gotta say, I understand that people really like them. I don't think I saw a single one that actually appealed to me. And at this point, like, there was a survey that actually went up on Reddit about like the crochet hooks that people prefer using, and apparently something like 60% of all crocheters are using ergonomic hooks. And now I feel really weird. Like, I'm a freak for only ever using metal hooks. Ooh, it's posted. Okay, hold on. Where's the Discord? Oh man! Oh my god, that's so cool. A swim cover. Oh yeah, to go over a swimsuit. I love the big long the big long fringe on it. That is very boho. Yeah, racerback or whatever. Like, but like narrow or whatever. It's like, oh, that's so cool. That is the kind. Yeah, you see, this is what I mean. Like, this is the style. It's lovely, but I'm just like, it's definitely the style. Everybody's into this kind of thing nowadays. Is doing these granny square stuff, and I'm just not into it. I feel weird for just. I feel like, oh God, I'm an old fuddy duddy or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, got it wrong. Go me. I feel weird for not being into it, if that makes sense. It's like, oh, I'm not really just am I out of touch? Is the kids wrong? Yeah, is the commission request? I know, it's like, but I mean, you saw Shay made the whatever the big the big cardigan and everything, and a few more like stuff, and it's all super cute stuff, but it's just very much not my thing. And I don't know if that means that I'm too old or I'm out of touch or don't get what the kids are into these days. I don't know. I don't know. I've been feeling very old these days. In fairness, I am old, but I'm not feeling more old for what it's worth. It just, yeah, it is. Oh, actually, River, if that was commission, how much did it cost you to, like, how much did you actually charge to make it? I want to kind of do a survey of like, first of all, who does commissions? What are they commissioning? And then what's the average price of like a commission once you actually do it? I need to put in some kind of advertising that yes, I do take commissions, but it would have to be really cool stuff. That or start posting some of these many bags that I keep creating on Etsy because I've been going kind of mad with them. Don't know really. I don't ask if you don't want to. By the way, I don't like so don't answer about the price if you don't want to. Like I no pressure or anything. I'm just really curious. After making a California King pixelated Psyduck blanket out of 1,300 squares, I absolutely hope you got paid well for that because I cannot imagine doing that more than once. I would do it maybe once and then I would never ever do it ever again because wow, that is a lot. Just no. That's a lot of squares. That's a lot of Psyduck in fairness, but that's also a lot of squares. And like just with granny squares? Like like whoa, wow, that is a lot. No, I can't even imagine. I come mad. So wait, 95 for the blanket or for the swim cover? Because if it's 95 for the blanket, I may have to just strangle you because oh my god, that's so cheap for a blanket with that much work going into it. I just oh, for the cover, oh my god, just giving me the vapors here. Come on. I charge $80 for a pair of colorwork socks sometimes. I mean, as you bloody well should. That takes a lot of time and effort, and people should appreciate handmade goods. God damn it! If it was a blanket, it'd be over 1K easy. Yeah, your time and effort and skill to make something like that is considerable. Oh, my God. I don't know. I like for the kind of swim cover stuff. I don't even know if I would charge anything under 100 for it because I just don't like making granny squares. Because like I would have to charge extra just because it's something I don't want to do. You know. The weird thing is that I'm going to be taking the bag pattern that I'm doing now, and I'll put that up on on Etsy for like $5 because I kind of don't give a shit and it's just a bag. But if I'm selling the bags, I think maybe I'll charge like $50 for them Canadian because I have zero imagination. It doesn't take me that long to make, you know? And this is more like stress relief on top of like making bags to sell. But I'm still thinking it's like, oh, maybe that's a bit too, is that less? Like, should I charge more? I don't know. I don't know. I knitted them with a broken finger. Oh my God, you should charge extra just for hazard pay or something. Good God above. Like, whoa. I told a friend I would charge $1 for each squares, and then if they wanted me to piece it together, they'd pay me an extra 500 for my time. Not a single person has ever placed an order. Right. Yep. Sounds about right. That's utterly mad. Like, that's why you sell the pattern for that stuff. You don't sell the actual thing itself. Let someone else put the time and effort in to make one of those things. Like, oh. And I mean, Coco apparently is getting like something close to $100,000 to make that dress, which I can absolutely believe, because wedding dresses are just they have to be like they're on another level. They have to be absolutely perfect down to the last stitch. All right, because they just they are. That's what you're paying the premium for. You're paying for that extra attention. You're paying for something that is truly special that will only ever be used on one day. 600 yen. Oh yeah, go on. Go get ready for the gut puncher. Oh my God, what did you sell that for? You're gonna make us cry. You're absolutely gonna make us cry. It is almost 11 o'clock. I haven't got my bag done. You're gonna make us cry. Oh God. Go on. I made it as a gift for the person I named my firstborn after. Oh, okay, okay. So you didn't get a dime for it, but okay. But if you made it as a gift for someone special, then I mean that's okay, you know, because making gifts for friends is like it's a different category, and yeah, you do it for different reasons. It would be worse if you sold her for like far less than what it was worth. But for someone truly special who deserves that kind of thing, I mean, yeah, gifts are different. Holy shit! Okay, just humor me. How long did it take me to make that? That was like months. Oh my god. I mean, I made my Skyrim shawl in 3 days because I was just like, it's all it is corner to corner crochet, and I could blow through that if I just sit down and just don't really do anything except do it. She is in the army and has brought this 30-pound blanket. That's brilliant. That makes it worth it. Because the idea of someone being in the army and toting around 30 pounds of yarn blanket around is brilliant. That's should be the envy of all her army friends. She has pictures of it in multiple homes she refuses to leave behind. Yeah, definitely. You cannot leave something like that behind. Can you imagine? So much work. I see blankets in thrift stores all the time, and some of them are absolutely beautiful. And they just like, they're just there. They're for $5 or like that. All that work onto waste. Static Caillou. Hi, Raiders. How's it going? Uh, Hi. Thanks for the raid. Hello. Static Q. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. I may not be. Sorry about that. Uh, hope you. Thanks, River. There you go. How's it going? Hope you had a good stream. Presumably you're doing some kind of crafting thing, and you're now coming in to observe what kind of crafting thing I'm done. I'm doing. Yes. Hello. My name is Cypherlev. I do terrible things with crochet. I mostly do many different styles of crochet. I do things like I crochet with either hand. I crochet with my left or right hands. I can crochet multiple different methods. I know almost every way of doing crochet and a bunch more you've never heard of. Yeah, I talk a lot about crochet and disability and yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hopping up for the night after working with cross stitching. Oh yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Thank you for sharing the love. I'll keep an eye out for you. I'll follow you and keep an eye out for you now. Return the favor as come on. If I can somehow get this right and get it work with me. There we go. My kitty walked across the keyboard. She says, Yeah, sounds about right. That is the way of cats, unfortunately. Now, unfortunately, now the other thing is that I'm probably going to be getting off for the night as well. I normally only stream for about 2 hours, but if anyone cares, I am making a corner to corner bag based on the 12 square granny square pattern. If you've ever seen it, if not, go ahead and do a quick Google there. You'll see what the actual pattern looks like. It's basically 12 squares that we're normally done with granny squares, but in this case, I'm doing it with corner to corner crochet, and the bag will be split here. And if I just turn it over here, actually. I'll give you an idea of what it's actually going to look like. So, put that down. So this is the base of it here. These extra pieces will be, when I actually finish doing it, will be in like this. This is one kind of half of here. We're building up the other side of it here. And it will go up to another basically piece like that when I'm finished with it, because I'm basically making all of this in one piece. And then afterwards I'll be coming back and adding on 2 extra squares here in the front and here in the back, and that will actually complete the bag. Hopefully I'll have enough left of the yarn to actually do it. No guarantees at this point. I've had some rather crappy luck with actually finishing bags like this, and I've had to do some patching. It's not been fun. working on an Animal Crossing themed project and all sorts of nerdy projects. Yes, I love the Animal Crossing. I keep thinking about doing Animal Crossing themed like crochet because it's so popular, even though I've never played the game myself. Um, I love my nerdy stuff as well. I have a Skyrim shawl that I did. Yeah, this is Burnett striped handicrafter cotton, the good old staple. Great for doing bags, in my opinion. I think tough cotton and the way it grabs to itself is a remarkably good choice for doing bags, especially because it's like cheap is cheerful is good. Gets the job done, you know. I need to head to bed. It's near 2 a.m. Oh my God, just look, dude, go get some sleep. Don't stay up watching me bullshit about yarn. It's fine. Talk to you next time. I'm always on a Sunday night. Still trying to figure out a slot during the week. Who knows? But yeah, Sky, like I want to do more like nerdy stuff because, not because I think this is an underserved market, I think it's an overserved market. I just like me some nerdy stuff. Was tonight your first stream? Oh my God, was it? Now I'm curious, is that your first stream? It's yeah, good night, Sakura, take it easy. Yeah, Static, if you're still there, yeah, like just is this your first time doing like a stream? Because if so, like just hey, everyone go follow everyone go follow Static. Come on, let's make sure to support the newbies, support new creators. I'm not like I say this thing. It's like am I actually like I'm a newbie at this because I've been doing like streams maybe for a couple of months at best, and I just kind of started it because I got bored, and I went onto Twitch one day and said, surely Twitch can be used for something other than video games. And I ended up looking at the makers and crafters setting. It's like, oh my God, there are people here streaming crochet. And then I started following people streaming crochet and met a lot of really cool people, got onto a bunch of different communities. And I was like, this is so cool. I should start streaming. I do a lot of this crochet thing. You know, I think people would be interested in that. And here we are. You've been streaming about a week. Yeah, there you go. I'll give you a follow in a second. Hold on. Can I? There we go. Ah! I swear I'm good at this. Hold on. How do I do the things? How I do the things. Static. Static Caillou. There we go. Good. Welcome to Twitch. Hi. And this is why you should always read into other people. You meet so many more interesting people. You meet so many friends. New friends, new crafters. Like I don't know. I think you should have like a reason that you do Twitch. I personally do Twitch because it's more interesting than crocheting on my own. And you know, I'm not entirely sure at this point. I just kind of, it's been a weird week. It's been a very weird week, you know? Because I used to be a senior dev, or it's like a senior programmer, right? And multiple things happened that involves me blowing my back out and then brain weasels. And I quit my job about 6 months ago and decided that I was going to just give all the programming up and I'm going to become a fiber artist and do crochet for a living instead. So I just kind of thought, you know what, Twitch can be a part of that. That's how I can talk to other people who do crochet and it'll be fun. And I'll, you know, bounce ideas off them and it'll be like, I think you gotta find your other crafty people. Because the best thing that you can do if you do want to be a fiber artist is to find more artists to talk to. And then you can all kind of be artistic at each other. I spent quite a bit of time stitching. I figured I might as well stream my progress to see what happens. Yes, you absolutely. That is the best reason to do it. So that you're not crafting on your own. And it works surprisingly well, I gotta say, you know, that was definitely what I did. I get into streams and I'm just like, you know, you talk, you hang out, and it's like having a little kind of, you know, little kind of stitch and bitch or something. You just kind of hang out. Yeah, there you go. I don't have a Discord. I hang out in Crochet Crafts Discord because actually administering a Discord is beyond the capacity of my brain weasels these days. So yeah, does that link still work or should I change it? If it doesn't work, let me know and I'll change it. I don't know how to make I am not good at the text. Yes, we have a whole self-promo section. You should come hang out. It's good. I always trying to say like, yeah, just come hang out here. We're all just trying to chill people. There's like we've got a nice variety of like people doing all kinds of crazy ass crap, and there's a little section for putting for like memes, and they're posting our yarn hauls, and then we have a couple of people who do thrifting, including myself, and we put pictures of that stuff in there. And for what it's worth, I am also a massive vintage glass nerd, and there is a channel point redemption, so if you want to, you can ask me to show a vintage piece on stream, because I usually have pieces just kind of lying around. I do some amount of vintage resale, so I just have basically stuff lying on the bed or whatever. Oh, okay. Right, let's see what I got. What do I have over here? Oop. Ah, you're making me get up. I'm gonna put down the headset for a second. There we go. Yeah. All right. Careful not to hit my ears. All right. Okay. All right. So what I've got here is a tiny little teapot. And well, I say teapot, it was actually used as a teapot. I'm pretty sure it's actually a miniature coffee pot. Maybe 2 cups, all right? It has this amazing lid with this beautiful design, if you can see that. It is made out of porcelain, very fine porcelain as well, fine German porcelain. And the mark underneath is Rosenthal, Germany. Okay. And I bought this in a thrift store for, I think, $4. And generally I buy these because I know quite a bit about Rosenthal, the company, all right? And I can know based on the mark that it's probably a vintage item. I sell things on Etsy. Things have to be vintage if I'm going to sell things on Etsy. This one, after I tracked down a little bit to do with the actual pattern, and got some more information about it, because one of the things I like to do is I pick up items, I will try to find out as much as I can about them before I sell them on, obviously. And this is from the 1960s, mid-century modern design for Rosenthal, Germany, and it was designed by the very famous Finnish designer Tapio Wirkkala. And he was more famous for things like glass or whatever like that, but he also designed this, a number of porcelain kind of lines for Rosenthal. Like, Rosenthal are a massive porcelain company, very well known. They've been around for, I think, at least over 100 years at this rate. Anyway, he designed this particular pattern. It was called the Variations pattern in around the early 1960s-ish. And this particular one has somehow survived in perfect condition. And it has some stains, like there you can see the slight yellowing there. And it had some other stains, like here in the spout and everything, and I cleaned all those up. Obviously, I'm quite good at cleaning vintage stuff at this rate. So I have this currently listed on Etsy. It's probably going to sell for about $40 to $50, because it, like Rosenthal as a porcelain, tends to be, first of all, collectible, and it's also quite valuable. Some of the more rare patterns would definitely go for more, especially if they're in good condition. I did actually have a Rosenthal another teapot at one stage, and I ended up buying that for, I think, $10, and I sold it for $100, just because it was rare. That kind of thing. Like good porcelain, especially like the mid-century stuff that isn't being produced anymore. Those are generally the vintage items you'd want to pick up or whatever to resell. So this is one of the things that I literally just posted this today, which is why it's lying around here. So gotta be careful with that. Yeah. I do have a YouTube channel that I use for all of my vintage stuff. I like I'm a bit of a history buff, and I like the learning about history through objects that I find. So I do essentially small videos where I talk about the stuff that I picked up, and I talk about the things that I found out about it. And I just do like a 10-minute video, like describing, like, first of all, the size of it, and then where it came from, how much it cost, how much I expect to sell it for, that kind of thing. And then some of the history about it, or how old it is. And then any information that I can find about the company that made it, and a few other things. And I find some really crazy stuff, And I don't even do videos of some of the really crazy stuff that I find. I find like ludicrous shit. I think the weirdest thing that I ever found was like no, I don't think it was World War II. I think it was the Korean War. It was a US Marine Army helmet. It was an American Army helmet, okay, sitting in a thrift store in Vancouver that was being sold for $15. And I was looking at it going like, I don't think this is World War II because it's not old enough, but this is definitely old. And I did not buy it because I was like, I don't want to get into military gear, and I have no idea how I would ship that because it's quite big. And I was just like, I'm just going to take a photo of this and then I'm just going to show my dad and then just never look at it again because it's just a bit too strange, even for me. And I think I looked it up afterwards and I was like, oh yeah, Korean War. And I'm like, fucking hell, how did that show up in a thrift store? But I mean, I can understand if it was a thrift store in America, but a thrift store in Canada? What? But yeah, like there's all kinds of just bizarre stuff. Like one of my earliest finds, for what it's worth, was a woven basket from Rwanda, which I imagine was some kind of like gift or so, just like possibly a tourist item, possibly a gift or something like that. But for something that I bought for $2 at a rummage sale, that was sold for 70 to, I want to say someplace in America. I'm not entirely sure. The Saya, hello, how's it going? I love those little emotes. I'm sorry, we're just talking about random vintage items that I've got, that I've got right now. I just did a show, a vintage item thing. I showed a little porcelain teapot, and I was talking a bit about some of the strange things that I found on my thrifting adventures. How the cardigan turned out, oh my god, it's huge and it's very heavy, and I'm not pleased with it, and I kind of don't know what to do with it. Because it looks nice from the hood and the sleeves, but the lower part of it is just driving me bonkers. I look at it and go like, it's not long enough, it's not wide enough. It's like, but it's a nice cardigan. I think someone is going to like it. I may sell it. I'm not sure yet. I have it hung up in my wardrobe. I'm not going to get rid of it yet. I'm going to just percolate for a while. But I've done some other kind of cool stuff since then. I'm much happier with, so it's fine. It's fine. We're not going to be salty about it. We're not going to be annoyed about it. It's just not all experiments are successful. It just is what it is. You live for the ones that work out really, really well. I also may have a touch of the old COVID, apparently, but I'm starting to feel quite a bit better just from being on stream. So make it that what you will. Feeling all right now. I was feeling much better. I was feeling much like when I got on first. My throat was like I sounded entirely hoarse. I sounded like a oh god. Yeah, there you go. I sounded like a smoker. Or like Darth Vader, your choice. It was interesting to say the least. So I've just been talking since then and drinking water, and I kind of feel a bit better now, Feeling all right. Could be better, but also could be a lot worse. I need to start I need to start curving now. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's going all right so far. We're not doing any huge disasters yet. I am currently making a bag. I developed a pattern for doing the basically a 12 square granny square, the 12 granny square bag. That pattern. I keep cocking up the name of it. If you ever see it, like it's basically 12 granny squares arranged, like in essentially a diamond pattern. When you fold them over and seam them together, then they create a bag. And I decided I wanted to do it in corner to corner crochet. Yeah, go on, River. Take it easy. I don't think I'm going to be on. It's getting late now. I don't know if I'm going to be on for much longer, because like it's just I gotta go and sleep and possibly take painkillers at this rate, and battle the COVID or whatever. I don't feel that bad, in fairness. I don't. I was feeling kind of crappy early. I'm feeling all right now. It's okay. It's fine. It's going to be the same thing though. It's like as static eye. I'm just going to like, okay, I'm going to raid and go. Sorry guys, bye. And off we go. We shall see. I would like to get a little bit more of this done, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to have to finish it off tomorrow. I'm just like not quite quick enough today. Not to say that I can't go quick. I definitely can, but I don't think I've had enough time today to go like go full bore and actually just get it done. I only have a little bit more to do as well. Like, let's see. This is the top here. Also heading down for a bit. Yeah, no, don't worry. Go on, go chill. It's fine. It'll be grand. It'll turn out looking snazzy, I hope. Yeah, here we go. I've only got like about. If I just turn this whole thing over. Yeah, I'm doing a fantastic job on this, aren't I? Yeah, so what this looks like right now, that's that edge there. I essentially need to fill in the rest of this over here. So I need to do another, that chunk. And then the 2 extra squares to go that would fit on top. Because we can't quite do the entire bag as a single piece because of the way corner to corner crochet is actually worked. It just doesn't quite work out. Not entirely. It's like, because there's 2 extra bits that jut out or whatever, you can't really do that in corner to corner all in one go. There's, like, you can't kind of get down to do it. At least I haven't worked it. Okay. Okay, I should probably take that as a sign that I'm tired. Yeah, anyway, you can't do that with corner to corner crochet. At least I haven't figured out a way of doing it yet. Give me time. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it. So, all right, let's see. Let's see who is online. We will see if we can. We are going to see who we can go and raid. Oh my God, Snow. Okay. So Snow Peep is playing GeoGuessr. Snow Peep is playing GeoGuessr, but if we want to go and do crafting, I can do crafting instead. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's see. Let's see who's in. You can now follow your favorite games. Oh my God, fuck off. Choose your categories that you would like to follow. Why would I? Where's the makers and crafters? Do I need to search for this or some shit? Just. I don't have to do this on my iPad. What the fuck, guys? Oh God. Okay, just here. Take that one. Continue. Fuck off. No, I don't want you to follow. I need you to browse. No. Ah. Okay. Makers and crafters. Yes, there we go. I swear, why did they make this so hard? Oh, hey, I just saw myself. Which is, that's so cool. So I look at myself going like, hey, that desk looks familiar. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. Let's see. Need somebody in English who's also doing crochet. I think it's, no, I can't. It's like, it's the wrong time. It's the wrong time of night. Yep. It is the wrong time of night. And yeah. Okay, you know, I think we'll just call it. Like, I really need to go and rest, so I don't want to just jump into someone else's stream and just like kind of have to just hang around for a few minutes because I don't like to just raid and run. I think I'm gonna have to just call it and head to bed and see how I'm going. So look, thank you very much for everybody for hanging out. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the raids. I still have no idea why people raid me. To look at crochet, I guess it's nice. So anyway, thank you very much. Frank, I know definitely appreciates as well. Definitely makes his job more interesting. So a big thank you to Static Caillou and to Fairy Queen Axel, who both rated, and I I really appreciate that. It's a good feeling. Just to, hi, new friends, how's it going? All right. So I hope you guys have a good night. I'll throw up the closing screen for a little bit. So I'll be back again next Sunday because I'm always on a Sunday. You may see me during the week if I can ever work out a midweek slot to do streaming stuff. It's kind of hard because I have small children, and yeah. Okay, thanks very much, guys. Have a nice night.